Hello, everyone. My name is Denis Jajčević. I'm a senior platform engineer, solution architect with over 14 years of experience. My goals are to optimize SDLC and enhance developer experience and productivity with a strong focus on observability and monitoring, all under the umbrella of platform engineering practices. Let me talk about, say, a few things about the company I work for. So CROZ is a Croatian German-based tech consultancy, as opposed to some other strictly technical consultancies that focus on providing technical support in some specific areas without understanding the bigger picture. We intentionally grow our capabilities to support our clients end to end, from ideation through product management, engineering the solution, setting up development in runtime environments, and running the solution in production. The way we can do this, because we're almost 400 people strong, and we've been collaborating with our clients this way for the last 2 decades. Over the years, the business and technology developed at their own pace, so sometimes our clients needed more support in the business domain, other times the technical domain, but over the time, we solidified our capabilities to support them end to end, from idea to production. One important aspect of this end-to-end support is that we try to be customers' partners, giving objective recommendation based on the client's needs and our experience. So what we are going to talk about today is how every internal developer platform relies on a tool that is relentless in automation while being flexible and configurable enough to integrate with wide range of other tools to form a unique developer platform. And this tool drives the process and acts as a glue that holds all the pieces together. With drawing on years of full stack and platform engineering expertise, we'll share our experience in making Octopus Deploy a key component of internal developer platforms, showcasing an example of extending its robust core capabilities to streamline deployments on IBM WebSphere Application Server. So we'll talk about the importance of internal developer platforms, how Octopus Deploy is an important part of IDPs, and third, how extending Octopus Deploy for specific use cases can augment your platform. So when starting and building digital platforms, let me first actually start with a quote from Ivan Butcher, a technical leader. His quote goes like, "A digital platform is a foundation of self-service APIs, tools, services, knowledge, and support, which are arranged as a compelling internal product." So autonomous delivery teams can make use of that platform to deliver product features at a higher pace with reduced coordination, and reduced coordination being a key, but higher pace. So we see that everybody now is talking about internal products, looking at your platform as a product, and that really is an important part. When planning, building, and maintaining your platform as an internal product, you strive to get insights if your platform fits your client needs. So how to do that? So there are several steps that we are going to go through and describe each of those parts. So first one, we've talked about product centricity. So with our clients, we've been successfully building digital platforms for more than a decade. Building internal or customer-facing platforms will take the same product-centric approach. Unlike project-centric approaches, which prioritize timelines and budgets for individual initiatives, a product-centric approach treats software as an ongoing, evolving asset rather than a one-off project. But unfortunately, what we see is that software platform management seems to forget that the platform is not a one-off project. It needs to evolve by following business needs and technology improvements and innovations. But okay, what is our main instrument to improve? What drives us to want to make things easier for us and to survive in this fast-changing world? Let me translate that question into children's language. How to have more fun each day. Curiosity is the thing that drives each child to explore what it can do or not, what is dangerous and what is not, what is more fun and what is less fun. Choosing the more fun, of course. In the end, we all want to have more fun each day. Every time you focus on your little ones' needs, they want more. And that is a good thing. But how to know what's that good thing? So to go back to platform and clients, that we know that each of our platform clients knows that what could help them have more fun accomplishing their business tasks. So we also need to focus on that. But to figure that out, it's simple as just asking. Like, for example, using surveys like DX, their templates from Laura Taco, to measure overall satisfaction, as well as satisfaction with team processes, tooling, focus time, and quality practices. So after you've collected the response and score the multiple choice questions, use either main, top box scoring. Mean scores are calculated, by assigning each top value from 1 to 5, taking the average. Top box scores being calculated by percentages and responses of the top 2 most favorable options. For example, DX industry benchmarks use top box scorings. And also be sure to carefully review open text responses, free text, so which can contain the most actionable bits of information. And if you've collected a large amount of comments and you don't have time to process them in a real time or in a time that you have at your disposal, you can use LLM tools such as Jajčević that can be useful for extract core themes and suggestions. What's the main theme? And when you finished your analysis, be sure to publish your findings back to your organization so people feel that their time filling out the survey was worthwhile. And then doing some reflection, introspective, as a digital platform architect, how to know what to focus on nowadays. So when you know what your client need is, and now you need to decide to find out what's the best tool or approach or a process to do that, what technology to choose from a large CNCF landscape, and am I even doing the right thing? Am I going in the right direction? There are a lot of questions, but not a one answer. Very, very, very often. It's good actually. We don't have to change fixed mindset, or we could do better, or growth mindset. This is a major step forward. We want to know how can we do better, what to change. So posing questions and gathering answers will enable us to design and create a thinnest viable product, to know what's the baseline that will enable us to go even higher or even to be even better in our tasks. So a product based on a small set of problems or improvements. But again, doing those things, how to know if you're going in the right direction. So making small changes, measuring their effect, analyzing those effects, and providing fast feedback gives us an ability to perform course corrections, where you're going in one direction, just want to see, okay, taking out the map, or what's my position, trying to figure out where you're in the space, and see, okay, I'm going in the right direction, or I need to do a course correction. So corrections that will help us reach our goals safer and sooner. Asking questions at the start of building platform is as essential as asking questions after certain milestones. So when you're done with something, let's see if we're going the right direction. So what we've covered, how to build digital platforms and how to start. With a product-centric approach, we will make sure that our platform evolves. With curiosity, we are exiting our comfort zones and exploring new paths. But to choose those paths wisely, we need to ask ourselves where we need to go. Answers will give us what's the right thing to do at the moment. If we have started building our platform, we need to start small, setting up a thinnest viable platform, and measure and monitor changes to make sure you're not going in the wrong direction. What we're going to hear next is an example of finding out what our clients needed then and how we helped them to build a flexible solution that will enable them to continuously improve today and tomorrow. So, digital platform consists of several key planes: management, control, runtime, and services plane. Every service self-service digital platform control plane has an automation controller that needs a continuous deployment provider that will provide an engine that will automate deployments and other related tasks that we have to do manually in order to remove the manual toll. And at the same time, decrease failure rates, increase our speed of delivery, deployment, and enable self-service and, most importantly, innovations. So, what are main features of an automated control provider for continuous deployment? It automates deployment pipelines. So it defines and automates the steps required to deploy applications to various environments, handling complex deployment workflows. It manages configuration across environments, ensuring that settings are adapted as necessary for test staging, so production, or to any other environment that you have. It also integrates with your CI/CD pipeline. So it connects to CI/CD, and that CI/CD can trigger deployments after builds or other events on that platform. It also handles release management, provides release tracking and versioning, giving you control over which version and application are released to different environments. It orchestrates multi-environment deployments. It can deploy to multiple environments and ensures that there's a consistency between them and there's crucial compliance and stability in production environment. So if you have, we're not talking about, it's staging or production. We're talking about we have different environments and different on the prem or in the cloud. And also with the security and the compliance to meet the security and compliance requirements, essential for organizations working in a regulated environment that need to have certain features in place like change advisory boards or audits to know who changed and what and to control what's going into the production and what's not. Saying all that, can we extend all of those features? So can we extend Octopus for those specialized use cases that we need? So extended Octopus can unlock powerful capabilities for organizations aiming to streamline and scale their deployment workflows across diverse environments. Well, we all know that Octopus has a lot of out-of-the-box functionalities. Extending its capabilities can allow teams to tailor the platform to meet specific needs, integrate with additional tools, or further automate complex deployment processes. And what Octopus Deploy is designed with is with flexibility in mind, supporting integration and extensions to meet variety of deployment scenarios. Let's talk about how to extend, and particularly this case where we're talking about is where it can be particularly valuable for organizations to deploy in unique environments like IBM WebSphere Application Server, legacy systems, or multiple cloud environments. What are the possibilities from Octopus Deploy to extend it? So there are approximately 4 of them. One being custom step templates that Octopus Deploy allows teams to create step templates, share them, and for example, you could create a template to handle specific tasks that are deploying to, for example, WebSphere Application Server, or custom steps to interact with configuration management systems or monitoring tools. We can also extend it, integrate it with external APIs, or create scripts and runbooks by using scripts like PowerShell, Bash, and Python. Octopus enables teams to automate custom tasks that may not be covered by built-in steps. And this is very, very powerful. And runbooks obviously can be scheduled to run ad hoc, or especially helpful for repetitive tasks or triggered by some events. And also, we can extend with our platform with Octopus REST API, so we can use other tools to leverage Octopus REST API focus. API focus, where we can use other tools to automate stuff on Octopus through its API. So now let's talk about a case study. We've talked about a little bit about deploying on an IBM WebSphere Application Server. It's a very interesting story where we use the possibility of step templates, so the capability to extend Octopus with step templates to achieve even more. Let's give it a bit of a context. So a customer has many applications running on IBM WebSphere Application Server. They are going to stay, obviously, for whatever reasons. And additionally, there are several runtimes based on Kubernetes. So we need to think of all of that. So we need something that is going to integrate all of that. So in the end, what we got at the C-level is unhappy with the speed and quality of the delivery. What their pain was, like they've presented to us, was that managers report in the product teams are not able to keep pace with business needs. To fix that, they thought of hiring even more external developers, but hiring even more will introduce even more problems like knowledge transfer, like configuring access, allowing them access, bringing them into business, etc. It's not an easy task if you're trying to speed up things, if you're trying to achieve certain goals faster. So with our approach, we've described before, we try to understand the client's needs. With our client, we've created a survey. We've performed a survey and for developers, the DevX surveys and management surveys, to understand both of sides of business and developers, to understand what are the reasons why developers are struggling with productivity and what are the management expectations. Then again, we've done a gap analysis and proposed next actions. And with all of that analysis, we've introduced the glue, the Octopus Deploy, that will actually cover all of those scenarios where we need to have a certain specialized deployment step for IBM WebSphere Application Server, and to be compatible to even streamline the same stuff to deploy to Kubernetes. So what we did is actually created a step template that consists of 5 to 6 general steps, where we have transfer next startup script, transfer nexus package to WASP, because we'll talk about it later, deploy the app and check if it is started, change the context map just to figure out if you can change how deployment descriptor is on WebSphere configured, and do a smoke test in order to be sure that this application is actually deployed. So the first step is transfer and extract startup script. What we've done is actually created a Python wrapper around IBM WebSphere Application Server's script that's a certain CLI that allows you to interact with IBM Application Server through your command lines, through shell. With each action on your WebSphere Application Server, you can get an administrative description what CLI actions can be used to perform the stuff, the configuration or the actions on the WebSphere Application Server you've done before manually. And that's the thing that we've also leveraged and done a wrapper around it, just to be able to provide that script parameters of which application to which environment to which server to what context route, etc., to be able to figure out if it can be deployed or uninstall of whatever action we need to do. And with that, we've brought that script into the Octopus to be used for further steps. What we do is download this Python wrapper and upload it to IBM WebSphere Application Server Management Server, where we have that provided CLI. After that, what we do is there's CI/CD, so continuous delivery pipeline, is configured in such a way that it uploads the concrete var or ER to Sonatype Nexus. We need to download that application from Nexus to a certain location in the WebSphere Application Server Management Server to be able to say, okay, now deploy this application from this location. After that, we instruct WebSphere Application Server to deploy this application. Of course, making sure that everything is going okay, checking if application is already deployed, doing so stuff on WebSphere Application Server. When we initiate the deployment process, we need to wait for, obviously, for application to start. But then after all checks are good, we demonstrated that we can use Octopus Deploy to also change the context and to map all of those maybe shared libraries to the same application or change the context root of the application. And this is the first step of how we can do configuration management for applications of WebSphere Application Server. Then, after all is done, we do a smoke test. So we know, since the application is known with our environment variables, we can define what's the, so to say, health check, like in Kubernetes, how to check if application is actually deployed. With WebSphere Application Server, you have one status that, okay, servers application hasn't crashed, and in logs there are no problems reported, and WebSphere application thinks, okay, now you're good. But if you cannot access any resources through that, be it browser or REST API, then you're not sure that it's even deployed correctly. So we do a smoke test. It's actually since it's a demo application for IBM WebSphere, it's provided. There's a certain endpoint where you can hit and get the send. Okay, we got the 200 and we're good. So we're sure that application is deployed as it should be. After that, let me just show you a bit of release details that we see that we've transferred two artifacts from Nexus. One is a script that we use to install it, and the other one is the concrete application that we're going to deploy. This is a short overview of the process, what the steps are, and that they're completed, and that we are sure that everything is good. So what we have succeeded is to understand what the customer needed. We find out or look at the vast CNCF landscape, and okay, let's see. We know that Octopus Deploy is the best fit, and we know that we can extend it to accompany this specific use case to deploy applications to IBM WebSphere Application Server. That being that automation controller provider for the continuous deployment, we see that we have all the ticks around if Octopus fits in their environment. It automates deployment pipelines, it manages configuration, it integrates with our CI/CD pipeline. So we have CI/CD pipeline that's going to build WebSphere Application Server var or ER artifacts, publish it on Nexus, and then trigger a deployment or a release on Octopus that will actually, download that artifact and deploy it on IBM WebSphere Application Server. It also handles release management. So with that, we have also steps that are, okay, are you sure that you can deploy, or we can create some change advisory board. So there needs to be some certain group of people who need to approve the deployment through certain environments. Also, it orchestrates multi-environment deployment, so we can deploy certain applications to Kubernetes or certain applications to IBM WebSphere, and many other integrations that we can think of if customer needs it. And also, like I've said, meet security and compliance requirements, like example, manual interventions. And that's it. You can reach me out if you need something, if you have some questions or you need some demonstration around it. Yeah, thanks a lot.